The SEC and ESG weaponize policy against the people. The Ripple case getting drawn out isn't stopping them from focusing on the future, and Paraguay is bullish on crypto. My name is DZ. This is our Crypto Nightly Wrap-Up. Let's get it.
You have to create a social credit scoring system, or else these businesses are not going to do it on their own. I don't believe that ESG scores are really being used for the reason that they say they are. I think it's mostly about controlling society and about making lots of money.
If you don't know, the ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance. ESG ratings act as a sort of social credit system, and 1/3 of all investments under management use ESG criteria. This is the criteria that's supposed to consider how a company safeguards the environment, but if you want an insight on what they're really up to, they removed Tesla, an electric car company, off of their S&P 500 index while keeping the Exxon oil company in the top 10. What a joke. I completely agree with Elon Musk for calling them a scam. More recently, the ESG has teamed up with the most evil clown to ever walk the earth, SEC Chair Gary Gensler. He just doesn't get it. Get it? Basically, the SEC has proposed an ESG rule to require small farms to report their Scope 3 greenhouse gas emissions in order to do business with larger companies. This egregious proposal would effectively ban small farmers from working unless they spend insane time and money on tracking their data. Gensler's reasoning is it would provide investors with consistent, comparable, and decision-useful information for making their investment. Is extra information for investors really worth alienating the 273,000 small farms in America? Wow. A rebuttal letter signed by 118 House members states bureaucrats in D.C., specifically unelected SEC staff who have no jurisdiction over environmental policy and have never stepped foot on a farm, should not have such influence over how farmers take care of their land. Well put. It's sad that the systems put in place to protect the people are the biggest threat to the people. And Gary Gensler once again proves he is willing to kneecap America's working class to push his own corrupt agenda. Let's pass it on to Frankie Candles for a market watch.
Thanks, DZ. All right, guys, let's jump in and do a little market watch here. We've got Bitcoin coming in at $29,204, down about 1.5% on the day. Ethereum coming in at $1,795, down about 8% for the day. Let's go ahead and check our top losers. We have STEPN, or GMT, down 35% for the day, taking an absolute beating today. We've got UST down about 32% on the day. Absolutely crazy to see a stablecoin showing losses like that. Loopring down 16%, Elrond down 16%, Avalanche down 15%, and last but not least, you have Thorchain down 13%, and ApeCoin also down 13%. Guys, we do have a yellow X printing on the daily chart, which is typically a very bearish sign, so that would indicate that we have one more leg down to go before we see our relief pump. But be very careful, because as you guys know, Bitcoin likes to surprise us, and it is a tough call saying if we are going up or down first. But I will say, with that yellow X on the daily time frame, I would lean further towards us coming down for one more last leg down before coming up. So keep that in mind. If you guys want to follow me, it's Frankie Candles on YouTube or Frankie_Candles on all socials. Back to the news.
Since Gary Gensler is the biggest sore loser in the world, the SEC has once again been granted a time extension so they can attempt to oppose the status of the 6 XRP hodlers who want to tell the court how the ongoing case has hurt them as investors. Gensler is going to drag it out as long as humanly possible, and Ripple's top lawyer said it might not end till 2023. This court case is really the biggest deal in all of the world for crypto. If Gensler wins, they can use this as a precedent and go after everything and everyone. If he loses, which he will, they're going to have to accept that crypto is here to stay. What do the XRP whales think about this? A tweet from Santiment shows that the XRP whales are accumulating and that their total supply has recently hit a 2-month high. Anytime you see that whales are accumulating, that should be a sign to you that this is going to turn around. It's just a matter of time, especially for XRP. Brad Garlinghouse even stated in Davos at the World Economic Forum that they're considering an IPO to take the company public once the case is over. XRP to the moon. Following the footsteps of El Salvador, Brazil, and the Central African Republic, Paraguay has approved the legal framework to greenlight crypto and crypto mining. The vote passed 40-12 in the Chamber of Deputies. The bill's now heading to the Senate before going to the executive branch for the final thumbs up. An article from Finbold pointed that the aim of this bill is to make Paraguay an international hub for miners, since their electricity costs of 5 cents per kilowatt hour are the lowest in all of Latin America. Let's go Paraguay. With this story in mind, I really want to zoom out and focus on our main message to our viewers for the year. I can't stress enough how important it is to develop that long-term mindset. I know the prices look bad now, I know fear is really high, and some people are doubting everything, and I get that. But understand that crypto isn't going anywhere. In fact, this industry is going to be responsible for innovating the future for everything. It's not about where we're at, it's about where we're going. And that's all I got. DZ out.